say never to always. I'll never say always to none. To seem is to dream a dream, my love, 'cause one is one is one. For always is all is forever, 'cause one is one is one. Look inside yourself or your father. All is none, none is one. It's time to call time from behind you. The illusion has been just a dream. Valley of death and I'll find you. Now is when on a sunshine beam.
Despite the prevalent nutritional degeneration in our society causing people to be born with deformities, diseases, smaller bone structures, generally more ugly, have you noticed that there's a small percentage of the population of people who are seemingly immune to this? People who are very beautiful, tall, don't have any apparent health problems, they drink, smoke, eat terrible food, but they can still be pretty healthy and lively well up until maybe their 40s or so. Well, I know why that is. Before I tell you though, you need to understand the Pottenger's cat study. Pottenger's cats was a study conducted by Francis Pottenger, which took place over the course of 10 years from 1932 to 1942, which involved taking cats and replacing their natural raw meat-based diets with a cooked meat-based diet to see if the cooking process renders food nutritionally deficient. Pottenger had several control groups of fully raw cats and cats eating mostly cooked meat in order to have a one-to-one comparison. Pottenger also followed these cats through many generations, and keep in mind, this was a 10-year study that also utilized hundreds of cats, which were all documented on video camera, and they had their bones analyzed after death, meaning no factor that could make the study obsolete was overlooked. The study found that animals fed primarily cooked meat suffered from intense degenerative disorders. Starting out in the first generation of cooked meat cats was an impaired sense of coordination and other atypical behaviors like not responding properly to the opposite sex. Dental deterioration was also very prevalent in first generation cooked meat cats. However, the dental deterioration of later cooked meat cats were much more severe. The next crucial thing discovered in the Pottenger's cat study was that degenerative diseases and nutritional deficiencies are passed on to your offspring. Fascinatingly, Pottenger even weighed said offspring and found that each generation of kittens weighed less than the one before. Pottenger even analyzed the calcium content in the bones after death and found that the percentage of calcium in the bones decreased with every generation of cooked meat cats. Now, to get to the sad part, after 3 generations of cooked meat, the cats were completely unable to reproduce, either being infertile or only able to produce stillborn litter. Now, if you've never heard of Pottenger's cats before, you might be wondering, what relevance does this have to me? I'm not a cat. Well, let me tell you, cats, when it comes to the digestive system, are extremely similar to humans. If you took a cat and you size it up to the size of a human, the digestive tract and everything about digestion would be nearly identical to a human being, outside of very small, minute differences. Which, something I've always thought is batshit crazy, is the fact that we test products and drugs and stuff like that on rats, when rats are herbivores. They're technically omnivores, but they're closer to herbivores, dude. They eat vegetables. Cats don't eat vegetables. Cats only eat meat. They can tolerate dairy. They're a lot like human beings. So anything that can kill a cat will also kill human beings. Here's a great example. Salt. The LD50 for salt in cats is something like 100 milligrams, which is not much at all. And if you size that up to human beings, it equals to something like 25 grams of salt, which is well known to be the LD50. If you take about 25 grams of salt to the face all at once, you'll have cardiac arrest and die. Now that you know the fundamentals of the Pottenger's cat study, it's time to answer the question from earlier. Why are some people seemingly immune to degenerative disease, even though they have terrible lifestyles? Well, let me tell you about the cat that got away Now, when I say the cat that got away, I'm referring to one female cat that was part of the cooked meat group in this study that was very resilient to nutritional degeneration. The cat was able to reproduce and only had minor signs of nutritional degeneration before it was released to the wild. In the wild, it made essentially a full recovery. Out of 900 cats, 600 being thoroughly documented by Pottenger, this one female cat was the only one that had a notable resistance to nutritional degeneration. Now, if you've been paying attention, you should know exactly where I'm going with this. If we take the cat that got away and we translate it to humans, we see why in countries like America that we eat all this garbage food, there are still super athletes. Very, very small amounts of super athletes. But this is why these super athletes or people who are just very beautiful, very resistant to nutritional degeneration become famous, become well known. It's because these people are like 1 in a million. These people just do not exist anymore. These people have very excellent genetics, and we can't exactly translate the Pottenger's cat, the cat that got away, one cat out of 900. We can't exactly translate that to humans, but we know for a fact that 1 in every large amount of number of humans is very resilient to nutritional degeneration. Now, I want to make it clear that these people with the cat that got away genetics are still vulnerable to nutritional degeneration and will still face infertility after some generations. It's just these people are significantly more resilient. Why are these people more resilient? It's almost certainly because their ancestors ate more raw food than your ancestors. Sure, there's a little bit of random, mutations and, variables that we can't exactly account for. But generally, people with superior genetics, it's because their ancestors ate more raw foods than your ancestors. And this explains why we have these super athletes, because I'm sure many people on the primal diet wonder how people are able to be so athletic and beautiful eating McDonald's every day. That's your answer. Listen, if you are unable to do that, you just don't have the genetics for it. And listen, these people with these very good genetics, the cat that got away genetics, if you want to call it that, these people still suffer from nutritional degeneration. It's just taking them much longer, and it comes in very subtle forms. For example, there's that one basketball guy, I don't remember who, I think it's Michael Jordan, someone like that. If you look at their feet, they have really messed up feet, dude. And that right there is one of the signs of nutritional degeneration. But this guy is still like 7'8", super strong, handsome, probably very fertile. Now, to wrap this video up, I want to share good news and bad news in relation to the Pottenger's cat study. Number one, let me give you the bad news. The bad news is if you realize the fact that these cats after 3 generations were completely infertile and unable to reproduce, if you translate this to humans, can you guess what it means? It means that we are on the path to extinction due to infertility, and it's already happening. I don't know the exact numbers, I'll pop them up on screen shortly, but a humongous amount of people are infertile today. It's like a shocking number, specifically the youth today. It's insane how many people are infertile today. And even the people that are fertile, look at their children. Their children are being born with deformities, with all sorts of problems, and you already know it. So listen, we are on the path to extinction. That's the bad news. Now, the good news is we can prevent this, and not only can we prevent it, we can fix it. We can completely reverse it. Something I neglected to mention, but you'll see this in the video I upload next to this one. In the Pottenger's cat study, after 4 generations of fully raw food, the cats were able to make a complete recovery. Now, if we translate this to humans, it might not be 4 generations. It might be different for us, but 4 generations is a safe number to bet. 4 generations of fully raw food, we can reverse our health problems and we can revert our bodies back to how they were naturally, like 2,000-3,000 years ago before we started, eating cooked foods. Also, I'm uploading an archive of the entire video footage from the Pottenger Foundation of the actual study alongside this video. So make sure to watch that after this one, pretty please. Hey. That's all I got for today. Listen, if you want to support, please like the video, comment, make sure you're subscribed, put the bell notification. I know every YouTuber says that. Put the bell notification so you can get my videos, all right? Okay, but right about now, somewhere on the screen, I don't know where, there's a button to subscribe. press that button, please. And there's also going to be another button for a video, maybe 2 videos. I don't know. Click those buttons. That's all I'm saying.